Welcome back, everyone, to Press Your Kingdom Death Monster. Let's get started. Alright, Survivors return, each provide one endeavor. And with that, it's time to go ahead and roll 1d20. So, game, it's time for some real talk. Don't roll a 12. Whatever you do, don't roll a 12. Don't roll a 12. Don't do it. Don't roll a 12. 1. Thank God. Alright. Acid Storm, this is new. The air tastes sour and burns the survivor's cracked lips. The survivor cracks in great flashes, revealing spiraling black clouds. Finally, it opens, dousing everything in acid rain. That's actually pretty annoying. Alright, let's roll 1d20. 2. The survivor with the highest insanity, randomized in case of ties, runs to the storm, bellowing wildly. They must skip the next hunt. At least we didn't lose a gear of our choice. You can potentially get some scrap out of this. This does prevent music endeavors. It also gives us +2 to all results on art endeavors, which is, I guess, nice, I guess. Also, if we have Nightmare Training, we could attempt to do Acid Storm exercises, which has a 50% chance to kill you, 20% chance to injure you and make you skip the next hunt, and an 8+%, about a 30% chance to get you Acid Palms, which gives you 1d10 strength. You add 1d10 strength every time you do a wound attempt when using Fist and Tooth, which is pretty amazing. But yeah. If you have cooking, you can do a 1d10, and there's a 60% chance that you can find some founding stones, which are useful. So that is an option. Do we have... What are art endeavors? Memento Mori is an art endeavor. Face painting is an art endeavor, obviously. And that is it. Okay. So, yeah, Survivor with the highest insanity. Oh, sorry, was it Returning Survivor? Oh, it's just Survivor with the highest insanity, which is not Flandra. It's... Who is it? I think it might just be one of the males. It doesn't honestly matter, because if it's someone like Remelia or someone like them, I'm not taking him on a hunt anyway, so I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, all that's been taken care of. Let's go to timeline. This is year 19, so this is our Nemesis encounter. We have to fight another... the only option we have now is the Butcher. Usually you would have an option between like the Butcher or the Hand, but the Hand is already level 3. You have to go through all the level 2s before fighting a level 3, unless a event says otherwise. So, year 19, this is it. Essentially, we have a 5% chance to be good to go for the final battle come next year, as long as we don't roll a 12. Anyway, let's go ahead and dump some resources. Let's go ahead and get rid of the... Yeah, I guess we'll might as well get rid of the Eye of the Cat. I don't know. Is there anything I really want from this? Sculpture, maybe? I guess Shrine would be good. So, yeah, I guess there is. And with the scrap swords, maybe? I mean, fighting the final battle, the bladder is not going to help us anyway. It really won't. So yeah, this is it. I mean, when we fight the Butcher, we're going to lose, because I'm going to run away, and we're going to lose all our resources. So this is really it. We kind of have to decide what to do with all this junk that we have. So at this point, I don't think I want to innovate. I think I'd rather see about making a full leather set, maybe? Or just putting up some additional shields. I think shields will probably be more useful, question mark? I mean, probably. It's just we have a bunch of stuff that I have no real use for. That's the problem. So yeah, I guess we'll you know what? Screw it. Let's go innovate. We'll use the Eye of a Cat, Pelt, and a Monster Bone, and we'll just see what we get. Because science. So 48. Reroll any duplicates. Reroll the ones. Okay, so 8, 1, 5, and 7. 1 is scrap smelting. We're not going to get any benefit from that. It's blood. 5 is bloodletting, 7 is clan of death, and 8 is sculpture. We're going to take sculpture, which is going to bring back pottery, which doesn't really matter at this point. But just for posterity, there we go. Sorry for not going over the innovations, but we've kind of been through all of these multiple times now. Anyway, our max survival limit is now 9, and we will be fighting a nemesis encounter, so I believe it counts as a nemesis encounter. Yeah, it does. So that will give us 6 departing survival instead of the usual 4, thanks to sculpture. So, okay, there goes that. I'll go ahead and pop a love juice, I guess. We'll have Momiji and someone else. Okay, that gets us two more people. So we'll go ahead and increase the population. For this, I'm just actually going to take 2 males. We'll just speed that along. So 9. That brings us up to 23 in total. Okay, and then that takes care of the love juice. I mean, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it is. So yeah, I'll spend an endeavor to convert some stuff to leather and all that nonsense, and then spend 1 scrap, 1 bone. So 1 scrap, 1 bone, all the hides, and there we go. We have a full leather set again, if we choose to take it with us. So something like that, that, and that. There you go. Full leather set. Do we need any more monster grease? No, because Remilia can't equip it. And that is pretty much it. There's really absolutely nothing else I really want. Like, I mean, I could make stuff, but it's not going to do anything. I guess I can make some monster tooth necklaces. So here, we'll make some monster tooth necklaces. There you go. So now we have 4 of them. There you go. Anything else we really want to go for? I want to say no at this point. Yeah, I guess that's about it. Alright then. I mean, I could have made a shield. That probably would have been maybe slightly more useful, but no. I think having everyone at least with a full suit of armor is probably good too. So, yeah, that is it. So all we need to do now is just get ourselves situated for the upcoming battle. So I'm just going to do that right here, right now, on screen. You do have a scrap sword, but we don't need an extra one. That's really it. I don't take the dried acanthus. Anyone else have dried acanthus on them? Nope. Okay. I mean, I guess technically I could just take this group. Well, except for Yukari. Like, we don't want to get her killed. She's our savior. But yeah, we can throw out Momiji. And this will be our team. Why not? Probably end up putting him in the corner, because they do need to get set up on the bottom row, because this is a butcher fight. Actually, I don't even want to take the time to pull up their character sheet, so we'll take Sune. I mean, Momiji's less useful because of her freaking trait or her disorders, but we'll go with what we have. So Kaneko, Raisen, Minariko, Sune. All right. So Sune's just gonna have 2 armor in all hit locations. Start shifting all this over. Like so. There you go. Not too shabby. Everyone else is geared up and equipped. All right. So that'll make Raisen have 4 in all hit locations. Also, max survival is 9, so they're going to be maxed out. She's going to get +2 insanity. Okay, Kaneko, you are equipped with the leather set, so you do get +2 insanity. And you're going to max out your survival, which should be at 9. 3, 6, 9. Yep, that is it. Minariko, you're just going to get +4 survival, which still maxes you. 4 in all hit locations. And then Sune. Sune, you just have the rawhide set. You will still get maxed out in survival. Good for you. And that is it. Okay, that is our team. Okay, I've already gotten a deck made. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle it real quick. Beyond that, we do need to set up the pillars like we did before. So something like that. And then we get only one random terrain. So 1d20, 21, 10. That is a tree, I believe. Nope, dead monster. So this actually makes us, this has to be set up adjacent to the monster. I can loot that, but honestly, I don't care because we're going to lose it all anyway. So, with that said and done, all we have left to do is just to shuffle the deck and attempt to run away. That's really all we have. It's really all that matters at this point. So, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the deck. I did talk about the Butcher level 2 before, but I'm going to go ahead and do it again real quick. So, monsters, the Butcher, stat-wise, 10 basic, 5 advanced. So essentially it has every basic card except for 1, because there's only 11 basic cards in total for the Butcher. 5 movement, 12 toughness, +1 speed, +1 damage. Same traits, except for instead of Berserker, it's Frenzy Berserker. What Frenzy Berserker does is draw 2 AI cards every monster, an additional 2 AI cards every monster turn. So now it draws 3, it does 3 actions per turn. Also, just remember Infectious Lunacy. The way I'm going to mark the Infectious Lunacy so I don't have to deal with the cards is I'm just going to use negative luck tokens because it's pretty irrelevant. So these negative luck tokens are just going to represent the lunacy. So if anyone frenzies, the only key thing that I really care about the frenzy is the insanity that we get and the fact that we can't use survival anymore. Beyond that, the rest of it's pretty irrelevant. Okay, just shuffling the deck right now, and then we can get started. And then we can roll the 5% chance that I get screwed over, and then we can actually go to something that's more important, like the final battle. So I can't wait for that, because it's definitely different, to say the least. Also, I didn't use all my endeavors, did I? I did not. I'm going to go ahead and just spend those endeavors now, just to speed things along. So let's get rid of those. How many did I have? I had 4, and I used 1. So this is what we're going to do. I'm just going to do 1d10 + 1 augury with Flandra, and she has triggered. Awesome. Good stuff. So we'll go ahead and get rid of one of these bones. I'm just going to roll 1d10 right here. She gets a 10. Okay, so let me go ahead and do White Secret real quick. Story events. White Secret. She rolled a natural 10, which is Story of the Invisible Hair. You remember the story of a woman with long hair so fine it couldn't even be seen. She claimed she could feel anything her hair touched. On her deathbed, she cut it all off and gifted a single strand to any who visited her. What was left over was scattered and hangs floating in the wind, waiting to be grasped by those who learned this story. Gain the following ability. While there's no armor or accessory gear in your gear grid, get +3 invasion. I'll go ahead and do Layla and Walker. Also, this does give her lunacy brain trauma, so let's go ahead and update that as well. Lunacy, random disorder, and 1d5 insanity. Alright, so we'll roll the 1d5 insanity. That's 5 insanity. That brings her up to a whopping 12. And then after that, 1d23, 4. Hopefully that doesn't screw things up for us. Binge eating disorder. Have to depart with consumable gear. That's completely fine. So, binge eating disorder. Alright. So there's that. Oh, and let's put down Ley Line Walker. I don't know if I'll take advantage of that, but it's at least I got some more insanity, which is important. What's classified as accessory? Because I can get let me take a look at the gear real quick. I think I know what is classified as accessory, but I'll take a look. Nope, not that. Is it the helm? No, definitely not the helm. Where is it? Headdress? No? Oh, there it is. It'll say specifically if it's a accessory, so you can still use monster grease with that. So with monster grease, that would be 4 evasion, which means even the most accurate of attacks will have only a 50-50 chance to hit. So that's not too shabby. Also, the fact that she doesn't technically need armor. Also, she can still use a shield. So that's still pretty beneficial. So I might consider taking advantage of that. It does mean we're going to be not using an entire armor set, but that's, it is what it is. Anyway, that was one of our endeavors. So let's, actually for the last 2 endeavors, I'm going to go ahead and just use face painting, because we do get +2 to that. So as long as I don't roll a natural 1, I can get her some more additional sanity. So that's +3 insanity and +3 insanity. There you go. All of my endeavors have been used now. Actually, sorry, I can only do one of those. We used 1 endeavor to innovate. We used 1 endeavor for making leather. We used 1 endeavor for the augury, and then now we used 1 for the art. So she only gets 3. So she's up to 15 now, which will hopefully help. Okay, sorry about all that. I'm kind of all over the place. Like I said, I just want to go to this final battle. I've never done it before, ever. So, okay, that's all been taken care of. Let's get started. We do go first for multiple reasons. So we're just going to go from left to right and do runaway. So, Ryson first. 4. Let's take a look at that. Runaway. 4. Turned around, put you in a adjacent board edge. Okay, we will put you all the way in the corner. Okay, next person is Sune. 9, she gets to go home, and has to skip next hunt, which I don't care about. Next is Minariko. She gets to take 2 bleed tokens and roll again with +1. So 1d10 +1. And then she gets knocked down adjacent to the monster. Not the best of starts. I'll put her right there, because, blind spots. There you go. And last one is Conoco. 6, that is 2 bleed tokens, and a roll with +1 to the result. So 1d10 plus 1. That is switch to the adjacent board edge. I'll put her in the other corner, like so. Okay, now it's the monster's turn. So first card, double hack. Closest threat facing, closest threat. Otherwise, menace. So she's in the blind spot, so she's safe. So she's gonna go. This guy's just gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, actually, who's closest? I think it's even. That is 17 squares, and that is 17 squares. All right, we'll have it go after Ryzen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's first card. Next card, Forbidden Light. So this is a mood that comes into play. It's the one that drains strength when you're next to him. Also, you draw another AI card, so we'll draw another AI card. Next is Wild Carve. Closest threat facing, otherwise it's closest threat. She is knocked down, so she's not a threat. So this is just going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, yeah, that's it for that. So, and one more card. Wild Carve again. So that is Wild Carve again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll go ahead and remove this pillar. Okay. That is it. We survived this first round. Minariko is knocked down. I'll have Conoco shout her back up so she can run away. Alright. 1d10 for Conoco. 6. That's another 2 bleed. I believe that's the case. Yep. So 1d10 plus 1. And that is knocked down next to the guy. So you are knocked down. Okay, next is Minariko. Minariko dies. And then for Ryzen dies. Okay, good. Good. That's fantastic. Next card. Embrace the Pain. When it comes into play, draw an AI card. When the Butcher is wounded, place a token on this card. If there's ever 2 or more tokens on this card, you remove it and perform basic action. So it's just like Bloodlust, but instead of wounding survivors, it's wounding him. So that is it. I need to draw a card now. And this is the part where we start getting hit with menace, because there are no actual people to target. Closest threat facing, closest threat, which is nobody, because she is knocked down. So, Butcher stats. Menace, turn to face closest survivor. Survivor suffers 1 brain damage per monster level. So this is going to do 2 brain damage. So Conoco takes 2 brain damage. Then still need to draw 2 more cards. Next card is Butcher's Roar. It does 1d10 for each target, and on a 4+ does 2 brain damage and knocks them down again. So 1d10 succeeds, so 2 brain damage to Conoco. She's already knocked down though. Okay, and then the third card is Screaming. Oh, by the way, I just frenzied. So I'm going to go ahead and roll 1d5. Conoco gets back a 1 insanity point. I completely forgot. She ended up getting 2, then another 2, and then you remove 1. I believe that's the gist of it. Yep. So we'll remove these, because that was for Frenzy. Alright, and then next is Screaming. Now Screaming is pretty I guess, devious, to say the least. When Screaming comes into play, all non-death survivors suffer 1 brain damage per monster level. At the start of the Butcher's turn, all non-death survivors suffer 1 brain damage per monster level. Discard Screaming if a survivor dies. So essentially with this card, it guarantees that your entire group's going to go Frenzy. In any case, Kaneko does take brain trauma, as well as 2 more of those tokens. Let's go ahead and roll 1d10 plus 2 and see what she gets. 5. 5 is Danger Seizure, 1 damage to herself, and gain a Disorder and a 1d5 Insanity. So she hits herself for a whopping 1 damage to the arms. Oop, wrong one. Is that the right one? Don't you have a shield? Kaneko, you have a shield. You should have that much armor. Not a big deal. Alright, next, 1d5 Insanity. Chase down got 3 Insanity. For what it's worth. And then 1d23. She gets whatever 23 is. 23 is Weak Spot. I'll just write it down for now. I'm not going to... Well, I guess I can roll for it now. It's pretty irrelevant, to be honest. 1d6, it is the head. Head. Alright. And that is it for all of that. And it's now Kaneko's turn. Kaneko is knocked down. She can't do anything, so it is now... it is now the monster's turn. The knockdown happens on the beginning of the monster's turn, so that's why it's still active. Alright, so with that said, I'll draw some more cards. Well, first, it's Screaming triggers. Also, she gets a -1 strength token for those that care, so she's going to take 2 brain damage and Frenzy again. So 1d5, gains 3 Insanity. So there you go, 4 Insanity. Technically, she's gotten like all of this so far for benefits. And alright, that was Screaming. Now the first card is Kick. Close. This is another menace because it goes after threats only. So there's Kick, goes after threats. So just menace. So it's going to be 2 brain damage to Kaneko again. So here has some more luck tokens. Okay. Next is... Oh, by the way, Kick means draw another extra card. So this is the extra card. Is Hack. Hack goes after threats again. So once again, it's just going to do 2 Insanity and make her Frenzy again. So +1 speed, +1 strength. Yes, this is a thing that's happening right now. By the way, I should be keeping track of Forbidden Light. I'll just do that on my desk. So this will be turn 2 for it. Anyway, that was Hack. I need to roll 1d5 to see how much Insanity she gets. She gets a whopping 3, which is not going to be enough to save her from brain trauma. Alright, so card 2 is Kick again. So it's just going to do another brain trauma. This is the extra card from Kick, which is Lantern Frenzy. Gosh, this is ridiculous. Alright, 1 second. So that was Kick. 2 of those here. Get some luck tokens to represent the Frenzy. Sorry if this is all over the place. This is getting pretty ridiculous. Anyway, Lantern Frenzy. I'll go ahead and show that card, because we've kind of already seen this before. This was what we had to deal with earlier, where it gives you priority target no matter what, which actually ensures that she's going to possibly die. So that's something. In fact, the moment Kaneko takes a point of damage that does bleed, she's going to die. So with Lantern Frenzy, I'm just going to go ahead and lure the... I can do that. I can lure it away. If I lure it away, she'll die. There's no question about that. But it'll be a stalemate, so we don't actually lose any of our resources. It just skips the aftermath and ends the showdown immediately. So yeah, Kaneko will sacrifice herself. And that is it. So we lost Manariko. The only person that survived was Sune. Everyone else died. So bye-bye Manariko. There goes Sune. So we're looking at 7 endeavors for this upcoming year. So I guess there's that, I guess. Alright, so yeah, that was pretty brutal. But the fact that she was able to sacrifice herself, it says you can do it at any time. Yeah, at any time, the survivor with the priority target can sacrifice themselves. So she just got up and ran. Alright. So we're down 3 population. Go us. And really, it's going to come down to a die roll. We don't have any supplies to innovate or any of that fancy stuff, so really, having our resources still doesn't really change anything. The only thing we can really do at this point is try to make our characters as strong as possible for this upcoming battle. But let's go ahead and update our population before we forget. So we're down to 20 population. And we lost quite a bit of people. So we lost Minariko. We lost Kaneko and Ryzen. And that's it. That's all we have. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and call this a video. Sorry if it was a bit rushed, as always. Like I said, I really just want to go to this final battle at this point. There's not really anything, there's no other goals I can really go for. And this upcoming battle is going to be, this final battle is going to be pretty amazing and pretty crazy. It's either going to be super easy or we're going to get wrecked. There's not really going to be much of an in-between for it. So with that said and done, I am the Depressed Viewer, and this was Kingdom Death Monster. See you guys later.